you're losing, then you're done. Don't come to Las Vegas. I'm banking on that you can score, and I'm making a point not to go to Las Vegas, 'cause I don't trust.
Well, hello and welcome back to another Stogie review with one location. Today is the end of day one of the IPCPR trade show. Today I'm calling it day one because today is the actual trade show. Sunday was really the first day, but it was more of a meet and greet. But now that the convention floor is open and it's closed, I gotta tell you, it's pretty overwhelming. There are just a ton of manufacturers there, and even with all the hours on the floor from 10 till 5, you know, Brian, Jerry, and I walked around all day long, and we still haven't seen everything. And one of the things I was kind of surprised about was a new cigar that I had heard nothing about up until now. Leading up till now, we've been getting press releases and hearing bits and pieces of new cigars that are coming out, a lot of which are available from certain retailers before the show hit. For instance, the El Titan de Bronze was supposed to be featured here at the show. It was available before the show. You have cigars such as now I'm drawing a blank. The Alec Bradley Tempest was debuted at the show, available early. But the one that kind of really took me off guard, and unfortunately I didn't get to speak to the manufacturer, was there's a new Don Pepin Garcia cigar, and it's made by his son. And this blend was created to honor his father, Don Pepin Garcia. And it was the first I'd heard about it today. Unfortunately, I hadn't gotten a sample, and one of the people that were walking around showed it to me, and we got to talking a little bit. And so tomorrow is definitely that's one of my #1 priorities, is to find out about this cigar and maybe get a sample or two. With this being the first day, there weren't a whole lot of manufacturers that were willing to give us time, but some of the ones that did give us time, I got to give a lot of credit to them. First and foremost, Jose Oliva. He gave me, him and his staff both gave Brian, Jerry, and I lots of time. Hanging out in their booth was no problem. They have this massive booth that's set up like a living room, and anyone can just come, sit down, have a cigar, relax, you know, take a load off after walking the convention floor for so long. And I just thought that was great. And Jose came over and talked to Brian and I. Jerry was over with Bob and Dale at the time, but you know, he was just very nice, just as he was earlier times when I've met him. Sam was there as well, who was very nice. Excuse me, there's too many cigars. Another one of the manufacturers that gave us a lot of time was Jose Blanco. He gave us some samples. He was very nice from La Aurora. He was actually the first manufacturer I spoke to when we came in the convention floor. We were walking around. I happened to notice Jose, and we got to talking a little bit. Gene Arganese gave us a lot of time. Very nice individual. I'm hoping to get some video footage of Gene. Jose Jesus Fuego gave us lots of time, and his sales rep Humberto. They were very nice. I mean, I was really shocked by how much time these manufacturers spent with us. When you had someone like, I don't know, for instance, Gurkha, where they gave us time, but the sales rep felt, I don't know, it seemed like he felt as though he had to, because Hatsosha was there, and he got the impression that we were retailers, so he kind of set the rep on us, and he was just going through the motions. And you know, he did well in explaining the cigars and whatnot, but it was one booth that I felt that we wouldn't have got time had the circumstances not played out right. And you know, there were a couple other booths where I'm kind of standing around. I'd love to talk to someone, but then again, I'm not here to conduct business, so there's really no reason for them to talk to me at this point. Hopefully by Wednesday, most of the traffic will be out of here, back home, and I'll be able to spend a lot more time with the manufacturers. Some of the people I've met, I spoke with Justin from Reyes Family Cigars and LasVegasTV.com, and you know, Justin's a nice guy. We talked for a little bit. Bob and Dale, we spent quite a while in their booth. and talking with them throughout the day. Mark Neff was there; it was very nice as well. I got a chance to meet Heather and Ralph from Fume. You know, we got to talk a little bit. Again, very nice. And you know, a little bit about the cigars that I did manage to get. This is day one's haul, and I was prepared enough to bring 5-finger bags. So I've got my first bag has 50. I think this is a La Aurora cigar. I think. Yeah, I really should have took notes. Or you know what? No, it's not. It's an Avalon cigar, and I've also got one of their Juke lines. I've got an ML3 from Arganese. I've got Leon Jimenez 300 series from La Aurora. I've got another Avalon cigar from Reyes. I got one of the Reyes premieres. Jesus Fuego's coming out with a 777 cigar, which I got my hands on. Another Reyes family classic. Jesus also gave us a J. Fuego Delirium and a J. Fuego Natural. Again, these are all mixed up. I just kind of tossed them aside as I was going along, so if it seems jumbled, well, it really is. I've got another Reyes family cigar from Justin, a J. Fuego Grand Reserva Corojo #1, which Jesus told me that this was actually one of the original cigars that he made. It's been sitting in a box for 2 years. He brought this particular box for himself and friends. I got one, Brian got one, Jerry got one, Cigar Jack, Jesse got one, and Jesse's wife got one as well. And I've got all 3 of the Live cigars made by George Rico. I had met Daniel and we talked a little bit. Some more of the stuff that I got. I've got some pictures of this stuff going up as well. Sample box and nubs. There's probably 3 in here, 1 of each. And a sample box of Oliva, which was great. I really wasn't expecting to get an entire sample box, but you know, they've been very generous, and I don't know that everyone got one, but I was very happy to get them. And I don't have any left because I didn't eat all day, but Sam came out with this these fortune cookies that he had sitting around that have little nub fortunes in them, which was kind of entertaining. And after all the events were over, we, Jesse, Brian, Jerry, and I spent a lot of time together today doing various things. And after the party, Jerry had a show to go to. Jerry's actually flying out tomorrow, unfortunately, but that's just the way his trip worked out. Jesse and I went to the Camacho party, which was an open bar in the Venetian. And I got to tell you, this was a fantastic party. Absolutely perfect. It was a small setting. There were only roughly 200 passes given out. And it was open bar, top shelf liquor, free cigars. Excellent. I mean, I just couldn't say enough about this party. It was very fun, very informal, just a good time overall. From there, we went to the CAO party, which, quite frankly, was a huge disappointment to me. I know that sounds really bad, but the CAO event was in the Palms, and the Palms is off the Strip. So you come out of the Venetian, and there aren't any shuttles that run up there, at least none that we could find. So we ended up taking a cab ride out to the CAO party. We get in the line, and there's someone coming down checking our badges, and he got all the press people in another line. So we get out of the line, move around, and there the person in front of the line tells us, well, no, we're shifting you back to the other line. So we shift back around, and then at that point they decide to split the line. So everyone moves back over to where we were in front of the line. So now we're in the back of the new line. And then they shift us from there back around again and off to the side chute. And we kind of got an express lane in. Well, being a cigar event, I didn't bring any cigars. Well, actually, I had one Camacho left in my pocket. But they lumped us in together with exhibitors. So exhibitors and press got no cigars. And from what I understand, there were you had to pay for your drinks, unless you were a retailer, which makes sense. I mean, you want to treat the people that are giving you their business well, but at the same point in time, you've got these people that are going to be actively talking about your company, and you're getting all shifted all around, and it's getting very frustrating. And then on top of that, it's like, what do I do? You didn't give me any cigars. I didn't bring any cigars. I was going to a cigar party. I didn't expect any, but I was expecting to get a cigar or two, but it's just not the way it worked out. And the positive spin on this whole thing was that I ran into Jim Cronin from Top Shelf Cigars. I rave about his Top Shelf Signature Select all the time, and I spent quite a bit of time talking to Jim while I was there. And I had a really good time. Leonard Skinner was playing. They were inside. Brian and his wife Uma went inside to see the live act. I just hung out outside talking to Jim and just watched it on the big screen. Everyone was kind of around the pool. There were some dancers. I mean, it was a very nice. It was fun once you got inside, but getting inside was just a hassle, and I just wasn't very happy with it. Fortunately, from what I understand, Camacho's going to be running this open bar every night of the show, so that's just that's going to be my routine. Go to the show, spend all day there, come back to the Harrah's, drop my bag off, go back to the Venetian, hang out for an hour or two, and then come back up here and wrap things up and crash. Now, the event schedule was kind of weird too. After the trade show floor closed, Altadis had a reception, Camacho had their party, and CAO had their big party. And from what I understand, there's nothing planned for Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So all the events were packed into one night, and it was a bit of a jump to try to get to them all. And I didn't go to the Altadis party, or the Altadis reception. The plus side is Camacho's going to be doing this secondary thing, or is going to be continuing to run the open bars, and that was a great time. So I'm really looking forward to doing it again. And I just got in from the CAO party. There's nothing open to eat. If it is open, there's a long line. I ended up grabbing a sandwich, which was not very good, from there's like a casino convenience store downstairs. I grabbed something to eat, something to drink from there, and I'm back up in my room. It is, I don't know, it looks like about midnight. I'm going to attempt to get more than 4 hours sleep tonight. Get up in the morning, do it all over again, and maybe I'll have some extra footage to show you from the trade show floor. So until day 2 of the IPCPR wrap up, happy smoking.